Good morning, everyone. Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I got my mug. It's my Halloween mug. We just finished Thanksgiving, so it's all about Halloween, right? No, actually it's not. I know some people love Halloween. I like the fun part of Halloween. I've mentioned that to you guys before. I love to dress up, love to have fun for the kids. It's for the kids, right? So anyway, got my Halloween mug. It's the time of year to use it. Pull it out and use it. Happy Monday morning. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving day yesterday, Sunday, whenever you choose to celebrate it. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a chance to unwind. Good morning, Karen. So lovely to have you with me. Thanks. It was great. I enjoyed the turkey immensely. It's one of my favorite meals. I love turkey dinner, the stuffing, cranberry sauce, the whole 9 yards. I love it. Okay, so today is Tuesday, but yesterday was Monday, and it was not Thanksgiving in the States. So the Global Design Project Challenge went live yesterday morning. So my normal Monday thing to do is to check my email and get that notification of what the challenge is. So the challenge this week, hi Lorraine, thanks for joining me. The challenge this week is a color challenge. So the color challenge is to use basic black, real red, and Sahara sand together. Those are really nice colors, and you can do tons and tons of cards. The design artists have all kinds of different cards that they've done, so you can check that out over on their website, the Global Design Project. So I've challenged myself yesterday. I took a little bit of time away from my family and came down here and had some me time and I made a card using that Global Design Project Challenge, and it was actually a card that I'm going to be sending to all of my customers in the month of October. So it's a thank you card, and I'm going to share it with you. So if you place an order with me, I am eternally grateful, as you guys always know. And I want to share with you the card you're going to get in the mail from me. And yeah, so let's flip the camera. I'll put my hot Halloween coffee mug down so I don't spill it. And I'm going to share some little tricks with you. We're going to use a Christmas stamp set for something every day. Okay, I love it when you can take a stamp set and its versatility, make its versatility known by showing how to use it for other occasions, right? So we have a lot of beautiful new stamp sets in the mini catalog that are like Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. They scream certain occasions, but sometimes if you look beyond that, you can see how to use your stamps and dies for all year round. So that's what I love to share, is how to use things all year round. Okay, let's get started. Hi, Bet. Thanks for joining. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to flip the camera and show you the product suite. Actually, let me grab my mini catalog so I can show you where this is. If you have your mini catalog, you can open it to page 10, I believe. Yes, page 8 and 9. We're going to play with the gingerbread and peppermint today, you guys. Hi, Jen Jen. Thank you for joining me. So good to have you with me with your coffee. Yes, always coffee. What would I do without coffee? I love it. Okay, so let's flip the camera and get started. Here we go. Okay, so bear with me while I loosen up my camera here and point you down at my work surface. Here we go. Okay, let's tighten her up here. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining me. All right, let's see if we can steady this up. All right, so we have on page 8 and 9, this is Gingerbread and Peppermint Sweet. This is the first thing I bought, you guys, out of the catalog. I bought the entire thing. I love it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to showcase the bundle today and the paper down here. And I'll show you a little bit of the real red ruched ribbon, which I need to order more of. Ruffled, not ruched, ruffled ribbon. I've already used up my roll. Look at this, you guys. Empty roll. You know there's been lots of crafting when you find these in your craft room, right? Okay, let's get started. We're playing with the color challenge is basic black, real red, and Sahara sand. Now, I don't see any of those colors here on my page, only real red, but I'm going to make a card using this suite and show you another way that you can use it. So I've got my bundle here. So here are the stamps, the frosted gingerbread stamps, and the amazing dies. These dies are unbelievable, you guys. Look at this beautiful border die. We've got our circles and the little swirls to go on top. You can layer them to make beautiful little mint candies. Look at the dies here. So we have, the stamps. These are the stamps. We've got dies that match, like this one here, the triple circle. If you take it out of the case here, out of the thing, and put it on, so you can see that matches, and you know that all of these are going to match, right? So there's no star stamp, but we have a star die, and we have the detailed one that matches it. We have the ornament and the bell with both layers, right? The outline of the ornament and the outline of the snowflake. Beautiful, beautiful. We have a beautiful border stamp set here, or single stamp here, and they're photopolymer. So you can actually see exactly where you're stamping. I love all of the greetings. This little happy holidays. I love the font. Different fonts mixed together always speaks to my heart. Sending you peppermint kisses. Oh, who wouldn't love that, right? You're the icing to my gingerbread. It's just like killer. This bundle is amazing. Now let me show you the 6x6 paper that coordinates with this. There's the peppermints. Look at that. And I'm just gonna flip through and show you. We've got cinnamon cider on the other side. We've got diagonal prints here with old olive and the real red. I love it too, Jen. I absolutely love it. Look at this one with the mittens. Now, if any of you have the old mitten dies, I don't have mine. I sold them in a retired sale, and I'm so I'm so sad. Why did I sell them? Anyway, you can fussy cut out the mittens if you want to make a mitten card. This star, you guessed it, of course, it coordinates. Stampin' Up! Always coordinates their products. Look at that. You can cut that star out. You can use your circles, and you can cut out all of the little mints, right? We've got multiple circles here. You can just lay them right on top of your paper, and you can have lots and lots of mints. So the paper is, I know I featured this one on Friday. I showed you guys a card with this one on Friday. I just want to show you a different card that's not Christmas today. So we've got real red and our old olive here. Polka dots here. What's on the flip of this one? This one has cinnamon cider with white. Here we have the trees. Now we don't have a tree die, but that's okay. You can cut these out. Gingerbread trees. Hi, Renee. Thanks for joining me. So these are gorgeous. I can't wait to use these on scrapbook pages of me and my daughter making gingerbread cookies. Oh, that's going to be a fun layout. I have lots of pictures of us doing that in the past, but we're going to recreate that this year. Beautiful plaids. Another one here. This is the diagonal stripes, and the flip has red with the white pattern. Look at this. We have old olive diagonal stripes, and look at those candies, you guys. I just love it. Okay, we've got more cinnamon cider here with white, and the flip of this one has the patterns with the bell and the snowflake. Now all of these will cut out, right? All of the dies. Let's put them up. See, you can cut the bell out, you can cut the snowflakes out, and of course you can cut those mints out. So really, really amazing paper. So if you are a scrapbooker and you're looking for 12 by 12 paper and you're not a fan of 6 by 6, it's totally okay, because you can buy this paper, you guys, and use it to embellish your scrapbook pages, right? Cut all these images out and use them on your scrapbook pages and your treat containers, your cards, you name it. There's another one of those with the mint. Here we've got another plaid, and the flip side of this one is the one I used on Friday. And I cut out all of the shapes, all of them. I think when I went live on Friday, I had shown you what was left over of the paper, and there wasn't much left over because I cut out all the mints, the 4 ornaments, and the 4 snowflakes. So we've got that one. Here we've got a beautiful real red background with some old olive dots and some white dots. And the flip side of that one has, you guessed it, stuff we can die cut, right? Bells, ornaments, peppermints. Love it. Here we've got another one. They're all kind of mixed up here, but I'm just going to show them to you anyway. This one here is really nice. It's got the little teeny tiny mint pattern. And then this is our cinnamon cider with some white on it. and there's 2 more sheets with those dies. So it's a phenomenal package of paper. I suspect now that Thanksgiving's over, this is going to be a hot ticket item for sure. People are going to be jumping into their Halloween, a little bit of Halloween and some Christmas, right? We're getting right into it now. So let's make a card. I want to show you what you can do if you're not quite ready for Christmas, or you've already bought this set and you're like, okay, what can I do with it? Let's make a card showing you something else. Okay, so let's move this off to the side, and I'm going to grab my mini cut, stamp and cut and emboss machine, because this is how I do it in real life. I do like to do all my die cutting first before I sit down to put a card together, so we're going to do that. I've got some basic black cardstock, and yes, I've got 2 layers because the dies are so amazing. The outside part, now this outside part of the star can easily cut through 2 pieces. Good morning, Carol. I can't remember if I said good morning. If I did, well, that's okay. I'm saying it again. I think I need more coffee this morning. Okay, so this one here. Okay, let me just share this with you. This one fits inside. You can cut them both at the same time. I would not recommend doing 2 layers though with this detailed one. Detailed dies are not meant to go through 2 layers at all. So you're going to struggle with getting that to cut through. You can do it with outline dies, okay? So this is how, like when I'm preparing for classes, I often will do outline dies and cut them 2 at a time. It just makes my time go so much faster and I can get through a lot more. Okay, so I'm putting that on here. I'm putting the top piece on and I'm going to roll this through. Okay, so let's back up here. Make sure I've got my sandwich right. So if you're not familiar, this is the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. I have layer number 1. I have a cutting plate, and then I have my cardstock with my star on top, and then my sandwich. I call it a sandwich because, you know, we've got the good stuff in the middle there, the cardstock, and we've got our 2 top and our bottom plate. So let's layer all this together like a nice little sandwich. We're going to put this into my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to start rolling. And, whoops, there's something not right. Okay, if this happens, just pull it back out and line her up again. And let's see, maybe I have to go from the other side. Sometimes you do have to finagle it a little bit. There we go. Okay. If it doesn't work from one end, try the other end. That trick has worked for me several times. Okay, so we're going to open this up and see what we have here. I'll put my star back so I don't lose it. I have 2. Look at that. It just cut through 2 of them like butter. I only went forward and I didn't go back. Did you guys notice that? I only went forward and I got 2 beautiful basic black stars. I have one more thing I want to die cut for my card, and that is the detailed border. This is such an interesting little border. I have a piece of Sahara sand because that's one of the colors in the color challenge. It's basic black, real red, and Sahara sand. So I'm going to put that onto here, and I'm going to put my sandwich plate on top, and we're going to see what this little border looks like. Now, I've only got a little skinny piece of cardstock here, but that's okay. It only needs a little skinny piece. So once it engages with the wheel, I like to put my hand up here, and then that gives me stability to be able to run this through. And let's see, I didn't go backwards, so is it going to work? Yes. Give it a little tap. This is what I do. I give it a little tap on the top, and it pops out. Look at that. It cut through like butter. I mean, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Sahara sand border. I have one here in real red. When I was playing around yesterday, I was playing with the colors, so you can see how beautiful it looks in the different colors. Love this border die. Okay, we're done with the die cut machine. My Stamp and Cut, my mini boss can take a mini break right now. I'm just going to put it off to the side. If you're new to my Facebook page here, let me show you this machine. So this is the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss. You can see it's like about the size of my hand, right? The sides fold up like this, and it is a mini. It's a teeny tiny mini one, but it's perfect. And then you've got your mini plates. I'm just going to put this over on my table, and let's get started on our card. So we've got some die cuts here, And we're going to do some heat embossing, okay? I don't typically like to do heat embossing on Facebook Live just because it's a little bit loud with the you know, the embossing gun, but we're going to do it today and we're going to try and be fast. So I have this stamp, Sending You Peppermint Kisses. Isn't that nice? I love that. I have a stamp in, this is it's a non-Stampin' Up! One, but it's an embossing buddy. And what it is, basically, it's a pillow. It has powder in it that's going to dissipate all the static. So I'm going to do both of these because, you know what, why not, right? I know I'm going to be making multiples of these thank you cards for my customers this month. So I'm working on bulk stamping. So I'm taking that. I just got rid of the static. Now I'm going to use Versamark. This is our sticky watermark ink. It's clear, as you can tell. So we're just going to take our stamp and see, you can see how sticky it is, right? It sticks to my stamp, but that's what we want. We want it to be sticky because we're going to put embossing powder over this and we're going to heat it, right? We want the embossing powder to stick. So I'm going to line this up. Now I am going to lose the little swirl on both sides of the kisses, and I'm okay with that because I really want to use all of the products from this suite. Okay, so I'm pressing down. And of course it sticks, that's okay. Lift that off. You can see in the light how it stamps. It's a watermark, it's a sticky ink. I've got time to go ahead and do my second one before I bring in my embossing powder. All right, I'm just lining this up. And there we go. Okay, so put the tip. Put your lid on your ink pads, get it out of the way. Get things out of the way because we're going to turn on the heat gun, which is like blowing hot air. So you don't want to blow things around on your desk that you don't want to have blowing around, right? So we're going to use our white Stampin' Emboss powder. Here it is. And we're going to use, I have one of these little trays that I picked up somewhere along the way, but if you don't have a tray, you can take a piece of computer paper and fold it in half and make a little track, right? Your score line that you folded in will make a great track for funneling it back into here. Because when you buy a jar of embossing powder, it will last you for, oh my gosh, a long time. Anybody here like to emboss? Anybody here still have lots and lots of embossing powder left over? Comment below and let me know how long your embossing powder lasts, right? So I've got my stamped image here and I've got my powder in my right hand. I'm going to hold it over my tray and I'm just going to dump it. That's it, you guys. Just dump it on top and then tap it off. There's my stamped image with the embossing powder. Now I'll hold it close and show you. It kind of looks dull and like sand, you know, just like a fine sand. And that's how it will stay until you put heat on it. Because I often get the question, well, how long can I leave this before I heat it? True story, you guys, my daughter was born in September, and when she was a baby, like she was only 3 months old, and I was working on my Christmas cards. She was probably only 2 months old. I was working on my Christmas cards, so I would have to do them in batches. So I would like stamp 10 and then have them lined up on the kitchen table. And then when she was down for a nap, then I would fire up my heat gun and I would go along and I would like heat up 10 at a time. And then I do, because you know what it's like, if anybody ever had an infant, what it's like, right? You can only do things in teeny tiny batches of time. So just a little tip for you. You can totally have these ready to go on your work surface and just batch heat them up, right? And you can get your stuff done. If you need to do 100 Christmas cards, 50 Christmas cards, batch it, right? Batch your stuff. Okay, so we're going to take this powder. Now, if this is on your piece of computer paper, just going to fold it a little bit and make that track and then funnel it back into your container. Tap every little granule because it will last you forever. Now, this is the part where you definitely want to cover this up before you turn on the heat gun. Ask me how I know. There has been an accident before where I turned on the heat gun and didn't realize the powder was still exposed and powder went all over the place. Okay, so you don't want that to happen. All right, so now you might want to turn your volume down or just bear with me. I'm going to turn on my heat gun and let's move these over. One little tip, so you don't burn your fingers. Like I don't want to hold this in my hand and do it because that heat from that gun is going to be super hot, you guys, really, really hot. So you want to grab something like a bone folder or a pencil or anything sharp. The take your pick tool is a good choice. So you can take this and we're going to just turn on the heat gun. Here we go. You know that by experience? Yes. So you can see what happens here. You just want to hold it. I'm just, whoop, that one went flying. And then I'm just going to heat this up. Oh, you know what? It's not done yet, but let me show you something. This popped in the corner of my eye. I'm going to use this. If you have any kind of little clip or something, you can put it on like that. There we go. And now I'm not going to burn my hands. So I'm just going to okay, let's move on to the second one. Might as well. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we have it. We have our embossed pieces. So what happened is it went from being a powder. Now, if I had touched this while it was just a powder sitting on the ink, it would have brushed off, right? So you want to be gentle once you've got the powder on there. And then when you put the heat on, it totally embosses. And you can see, I don't know if you can see from my angle, but it's shiny, it's embossed, it's raised a little bit, it's very dramatic. One thing that wows people all the time is the metallics, the gold, the silver, the copper. Oh, those are stunning. So that's a little bit about heat embossing. So I've got those two. And now let's do some stamping. So we've got a piece of basic white here that measures 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to do some stamping on here. So we're going to bring in the stamps. I'm going to use the little peppermint kiss, right? And I've got a little one here that has the little snowflakes. I'm going to use that one. And there's also a triple candy, but I'm not going to use that one today. I'm just using the single one. And I'm going to do some stamping in the bottom corner of my basic white piece here. So let's move my tools off to the side. Let's bring in, remember the color challenge is basic black, Sahara sand, and real red. So I'm going to use both of those today. So let's see. Just going to open my ink pads. Poor Jen, you know that by experience? Yes. All the little accidents that we learn by experience, right? It's funny. I'm laughing at you, not with you, not at you, because it's happened to me too. Just bringing in my Stampin' Pad here, and I'm going to take my little candy here, and I'm going to stamp all over the bottom portion of my card. Love these little peppermints. So adorable. Real red. And maybe another one right there and another one right there. Okay. Then I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to bring in my Sahara sand and the little snowflakey image. I'm going to stamp all around, just kind of filling in the gaps a little bit, just taking away some of that white space from my card, like so. There. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So I've got three of my colors I'm using so far for the color challenge. I've got black, real red, and Sahara sand. Oh, look at that, you guys. This is a good example. Okay. The one in my right hand is done, heated. This one in my left hand, look what I did. I put my thumb in it, and it was not heated all the way. This is what happens. I didn't try this, you guys. I picked it up, and this is what happens. But that's good. This is good that this happened. So I'm going to see if I can fix this by getting that little tray back. I'm going to try and brush all of it off. And let's see if I can come back in here and try it again. So I've got my second little star here that I just fudged it a little bit. So I'm just going to put my powder back on and see. Yes, look at that. So I fudged it by touching it. Okay, so this happens if, okay, for example, when I was telling you about stamping and putting your powder on and then having them lined up on your table. What if you have a cat or a dog? What if the wind from an open window comes and blows it all over the place? This is how you can fix it. So it wasn't heated, but that Versamark is amazing, amazing ink. It will stay sticky enough to go back and try and fix it. So let's fire up my heat gun again and do this again. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Now I'm going to just make sure it's heated up good. Go all around. Make sure you don't miss any parts. There we go. And I didn't cover up my powder. Okay, what not to do, but I didn't have a mess because I was just pointing my gun straight down. My heat gun, not my gun. I don't have a gun. Heat gun. Okay, so we're just going to cover this up now. And now I'm just going to take a look. So when you are at home doing this, you can hold this closer to your face and you can see exactly when it's embossed. And I know this is embossed. So I'm standing here, so I'm quite a ways away from my hands. I'm standing with my hands all the way down here. So it's hard to see sometimes. So there we go. We got that fixed. Now, we've got our piece here, our stamped piece. And now I'm going to bring in some of that beautiful, beautiful paper from our pad. And this one here, I love, love, love this one because it has the peppermints. It has real red and white. So I'm going to cut that one into some 1-inch strips. And this is how you can get multiple pieces from a sheet of DSP. So let's grab my paper trimmer. This measures 4 inches wide. So I want a piece that measures 4 by 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my paper, put it in at 4 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it, and I can get 6 of these. And I'm going to go ahead and trim them because, remember I was telling you, these are for my customer thank you cards, and I want a lot of them. And I want them to be finished and ready to go. I have a bunch done already, but this is how you get maximum usage out of your card, your DSP. So there's 6. And then I still have this 2-inch piece, right? So I can get another, this is a little 2-inch square. I'm going to keep that for another project. Turn this and get 2 more. So I have 8 strips for my 6x6 paper plus a 2-inch strip, 2-inch circle. Hold on to that because I'll use that on another project. I love it. Okay, so there's all my strips. Let's leave those over here for later. This is going to sit right at the top of my DSP or my cardstock. So let's go ahead and put this down at the top up here. Okay, so we're going to do some more stamping because, I mean, it's all about the stamps, right? So we've got this big border here. I love this border. I'm going to use it with Memento. I'm going to use Memento Black, Tuxedo Black, and I'm laying my stamp down because it's a big stamp. It's way bigger than my ink pad. So this is a tip. You want to lay your stamp down face up and you just tap, tap, tap all along. And another feature of doing that is that you can take a quick look at your stamp and make sure it's got ink on it. I'm happy with that. And then we're going to stamp. Just trying to conserve my grid paper underneath there. So I'm just going to bring in my little pad here. I'm going to stamp right underneath where I put that DSP. And again, the beauty of photopolymer, I can see exactly where I'm stamping. Okay, so there's my basic black. And to pull in the other color that we needed for this color challenge, I've got my strip of DSP, or it's not DSP, it's cardstock. I'm going to put that right there. So we've got, I love that we've got different things. We've got DSP, we've got stamping, we've got cardstock, and it's all matching my color scheme. So let's go ahead and put dots. I'm just going to sit down here. I hope you can still hear me. Just going to come in here and put little dots on my little strip. The adhesive sheets would be fantastic to cut this die out. If you're doing multiples, which I probably will do, I will use an adhesive sheet and I will cut out this strip, and then when I peel off the backing, it'll be a sticker, a big sticker, right? So let's go ahead and put this down. Just gonna tap it along so I don't smear my glue all over the place, like that, like this. And then I'm gonna flip it over. Thanks, Jen. And I'm going to trim off those edges because the die is quite big. And I love that because it gives me lots of options for both card making, scrapbooking, treats, Christmas treats, or any other time of the year treat. So there's my background. So I'm going to put this on a basic black card base, and it's going to make that red pop. So let's bring in my card base, and let's see, where's my glue? Okay, got my glue. And I'm going to just add a little bit of glue to the outside edges here. This is going to go down on here. Straighten it up. There we have our card. Now let's bring back our embossed image. That is going to sit down here. So we're going to need some dimensionals. So I'm going to put 3 on this star. That's going to make it nice and balanced. And we're going to put that right here. There we have it. Now, there's no bling on here yet, but I would put, I know I have red rhinestones, and I think I left them up on my kitchen table. I was using them last night. But I'm definitely going to put some red rhinestones on here just to bling it up a little bit. As well, we can go ahead and do a little bit of stamping on the inside. So I have a piece of basic white. Now, I love to cut my cardstock into 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 pieces. So this here, I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4. These make really good size for the inside of your card because you don't need a full piece for the inside, right? So that's going to sit right here. That's going to be the inside. You can't sign a black card, right? You got to have an inside layer. So you can tie all this together. I love to do stamping on the inside of my card just to make it all look so uniform. So let's bring back our border die and our little candies and just, do kind of the same thing that you did on the front. That's the beauty of being able to make your own cards and projects. You can do whatever you want to make it match. So I'm going to do my little border down. Actually, I'm going to do the border up top. There we go. And we'll add some little mint candies down here. Like that. And we might as well complete it with some snowflakes. Little Sahara sand snowflakes. Like that. I was thinking with this one, it could be a Valentine's card, right? Because quickly after Christmas, Valentine's will be here before we know it. And then you're going to want to make, something red. Probably have a little bit of red in it. And you could give a little treat with something mint. Mint is my favorite flavor. I love mint stuff. So you could, I'm going to leave it blank on the inside because I don't know if I'm going to use this for a Valentine's card, a birthday card, or I can send this to my sister who lives all the way across the country, sending her peppermint kisses, maybe put some in a little treat container or something else peppermint. So there's my card that I did using the Global Design Challenge Color Challenge, which is basic black, Sahara sand, and real red. I have another one here I want to share with you. I changed it up a little bit, and instead of doing the black stamped line, I put that ruffled ribbon in there. Isn't that beautiful? I love the ribbon. And then I also did one. This is on a Sahara sand background and I just changed it up. I did a real red banner and then a basic black, and I put the Sahara sand in the middle. And then this can go on that card like so. So lots of different color combinations. You can pull in all kinds of different things that you have that are red or black or Sahara sand. And I'm just having a ball. I am totally having a ball playing with this product suite. I got another one here stamped. I probably put the real red border on that one. These dies are stunning, you guys. So there you have it, you guys. The frosted gingerbread is not just for Christmas. You can use it all year round and use those borders for all kinds of different cards. This one here is just such an elegant stamp, an elegant die cut. You could use it on wedding cards, baby cards, you name it. And the candy is good for all times of the year, and peppermint kisses. So you can totally use this one for a lot more than just Christmas. And don't forget about the star dies, right? We can all use stars. Maybe you have boys in your life, little boys or whatever, and you need some stars. There you go. You got stars. Okay. Thank you so much, Jen. I had fun. I had a lot of fun making this card and being challenged by the Global Design Challenge again this week. It's my weekly thing I love to do. So I hope I've inspired you to pull out your stamps, ink and paper, and get yourself this one, right, Tanya? It's so awesome. You need the peppermints in your life. I mean, I love peppermint tea. I like peppermint candy. I like peppermint chocolate. This one screams to my heart. It totally speaks to my heart. So happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope I've inspired you, like I said, to pull out your stamps, ink and paper, and to have a great time. And to share your card, right? Because stamping is not just about us having fun. When you give it is when I think you get even more joy. Thanks so much, Lorraine. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 again. Bye-bye.